In 2013, a US-based Nigerian businessman, Tunji Oluwole, just moved back from Atlanta in the US with his family. They hired a cook and they were poisoned. Unfortunately, they couldn't apprehend the culprit, who was identified by a different name at that time. This somewhat painful incident exposed the importance of digital identities and the clear gap that exists in Nigeria. This birthed the idea for Verify Me in Oluwole's mind, an ID tech company that launched in 2014 with the aim of providing verified identities for individuals and businesses. The size of the gap was probably bigger than was first anticipated. The identity problem wasn't just a security problem, it was an infrastructural problem, a financial and an economic problem. Nigeria's identity landscape is fragmented, and as a result, people only get IDs when it's useful. For instance, a driver's license when they need to drive, a permanent voter's card, PVC when they want to cast their vote, bank verification number, BVN to open a bank account, an international passport when they need to travel outside the country. The National Identification Number, NIN, unlike the other means of identification, seemingly did not have a clear-cut function for most people. I mean, why wait for years for a national ID card when you could get a driver's license in a few weeks at most? According to Esigi Aguele, CEO of Verify Me, the NIN is supposed to be the ultimate form of identification given to Nigerians at birth. For him, the NIN is important in financial inclusion. It can help you to be able to drive, travel outside Nigeria, access pension or social intervention programs, open an account, or collect loans. The NIN registration exercise is for harmonization and bringing the fragmented digital identity space under a central database.
When you go and get your driver's license, your biometrics should not be collected anymore. And I think this is where the country is gone. When you go and get your passport, maybe they take your picture, but really they will jump off your national ID.
In 2007, the government created the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, to help create and manage a central identity database. And despite repeated rebranding and foiling of funds, Nigeria only managed to register 47 million NINs for 13 years. In December 2020, Nigeria kicked off another exercise and has registered over 10 million NINs in just 3 months. So what's different this time around? The NIN has now become a prerequisite for getting any other form of identification and for shopping on global e-commerce websites like AliExpress and Amazon. Aguele insists that the combination of incentivizing the recent exercise and involving telcos as well as 87 private verification companies has made the difference.
The law has been there that NIMC is needed and Nigerians should be documented, but the enforcement of regulation and the enforcement that services cannot be accessed unless one has their name has not really been established. So that, in combination with, I think, the ecosystem, the wider ecosystem where people can go to telcos, people can go to organizations such as Verify Me, by the way, my company, which we are also in the ecosystem, documenting Nigerians and helping them, get included for financial inclusion. I think that strategy is what that has not been implemented before, is what has, led to the success that the government has seen today. So, as a private citizen, I definitely do give my kudos for that.
The strategy can be likened to India, where Aadhaar became the world's largest biometric database. While Nigerians' economic and security issues made the NIN a necessity, perhaps there should have been more stringent COVID-19 guidelines.
Perhaps we should have had more stringent COVID rules and have it, in every center and more enforcement. but it also
Agwele argues that if telcos have permanent access to Nigeria's KYC APIs, there's risk for antitrust, as it could essentially make them competitors to smaller verification companies, and that might not be good for the industry.
it will be the equivalent of maybe an AT&T in that country, in the States, not needing to go through Equifax and just going directly to the government, right? Because when they want to verify or check an identity, it essentially also makes them a competitor of Equifax as well, right? And people, folks don't realize that, and then they're telco. So these are it's up, and we should consider potential antitrust here, and what it does to the industry, and so this is the risk, and it also breaks the whole reporting infrastructure as it relates to even telcos needing a KYC infrastructure so that there can be a centralized place for KYC.
So far, Nigeria's mobile subscribers have dropped, and the embargo on new SIM registration has affected telcos and individuals alike. But this might just be growing pains that would bring much reward.